26 years my mother-in-law's white. I mean, I love white people. I'm just saying it was the whitest right deal. That's all. Because I didn't get the deal. I didn't get 3.5% in $1 million.
So sorry for you guys, but where do I sign up for that?
They told me I wasn't Mexican. Miguel, obviously not white.
Hey, Miguel, since we're such good friends.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Not Offended Podcast. I'm Anthony, the conservative cholo. I think that's been viral by now. I'm to my side right here is the agent, Bill Richardson.
Let's go.
And Mike, we got a new nickname for you, Mike. Everybody's calling you Mike Drop.
There it is.
I'm going to still stick with the token, though, because you're my boy. And then, of course, as always, we're joined by the Bishop, Deshaun Caraway. He hates that name, but he is the Bishop, so that's how we do. But, man, we got a hot one today, but telling everybody they need to tune in. But let's recap about the weekend. We knew it was going to be festive. Yep. We knew it was going to be jumping. Boys, what do you guys think? What do you think about this week? Anybody got any thoughts on the party that was going on across the street and everything? Anybody got any thoughts?
Oh, I thought it was interesting that people had courage. They drank their courage juice Sunday morning. Haven't been around for a protesting for months. James Martinez.
Oh, hey, tell everybody who James Martinez is.
James Martinez sits on the board of office of the Fresno County Board of Office of Education. So he actually represents the kids who go to our church.
Wow.
Who get protested, who have to see half-naked men.
Wow.
Who get videoed as they're coming into church. Every single week, James Martinez is your representative. He has voted. We voted him in.
Oh my gosh!
It was interesting to see him out there today. I tried to say hi. He tried to. I can't.
James didn't want no smoke. James didn't want to talk to you.
I tried to call him this morning. He didn't answer. I'm gonna try again just to make sure he represents my kid's school. I'm pretty sure he does. To see what you doing. Our kid, you protesting my kid's church that you supposed to represent. You should take yourself home and do right.
He's out there protesting. He got his shirt on and everything.
Yeah. Bill, we came in hot. Like we coming in hot right. I mean, we came in hot right now. I thought we were gonna ease. I thought we was gonna massage into this.
That was the plan, but let's go.
Okay.
Hey, my thought is this. Hey, it's been going on for 15 months. The city got involved for the purpose of dying it down.
Dying it down. That's right.
It's only been ramped up, and I think it's only going to get ramped up for the coming months. Is my opinion.
Wow. Well, I thought overall, I mean, I can't talk about what was going on outside, but I thought on the inside it was amazing. Pastor Mike Cook did a phenomenal job. Great stories. How about Pastor Jim Franklin coming through? That's what's up. Awesome. Yeah. Cornerstone Church in the house came through, prayed for us. I was just so appreciative of that. And he gave us a nice prophetic word. We're not alone. God is with us. And I just, I was so blessed by that, to see that other pastors been calling us up. How do we get involved? What do we do? And thank you so much. I'm just so appreciative for all of you, the listeners. I've been stopped repeatedly now. People just saying, "Hey, I know you. I think I watched your podcast. This is crazy." Fresnans are waking up to what's going on. They're smelling it. Somebody even came up to me and they said, "This smells a lot like Granite Park." I was like, "Whoa, that was interesting." I just thought that was very interesting. He goes, "Every time I turn around, the only names I always hear is Arius and Soria. Arius and Soria." I was like, "Hey, bro, we just met. I don't really know you like that, but okay, speak your piece, speak on it." But I just thought that was interesting. People are waking up, and we're doing a little bit of a special podcast right here because we're going to focus for the majority of it on this. But I do want to encourage everybody. We've been saying this from the beginning. Come on out. Check out Adventure Church, see who we are, see what we do, see what we go through.
Yeah. People did this week. We had people show up that go to different churches. And they're like, "Man, this is amazing. Everything you guys are going through, that's crazy. Do our pastor know about this?" I'm like, "Well, Pastor Jim Franklin told us, don't worry about people who aren't supporting you. Worry about the ones that are." So I ain't gonna say nothing. You go back to your church, you can talk to your pastor, you can ask.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm just glad you're here.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, and we do. And listen, Sometimes people don't get on the train right away, but they circle back and they say, hey, somebody came and saw, somebody came and went to your church, came back and talked to us. So it's all good. We welcome everybody into the struggle, to the fight that's going on. But we encourage you, the listener, coming out to service times, 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. We'd love to have you. Come see what we go through. Come see what's going on. I do want to make mention, just if I can, and it's going to come up. If you're watching the podcast, we're actually going to show you the picture. But they had a nice satanic sign out there. They had an homage to Satan, and it's literally said, "Not today, Jesus." And it's like this this sign. It's one of the demonic signs. I don't ever know how to say because I'm not a Satanist, but like a Baphomet, and it just shows Lucifer. And they had their own little circle of hate out there because it's not love. And so I really thought it was interesting. We're going to show you. You guys can take a look at it, but I thought it wasn't about Christianity. I thought it wasn't about religion. Then why do you drag Satan in it? And you can't say he's a messenger of love because there's no love in him. So we obviously know this is. Gary Bredefeld called it, not me. He said it's an attack on Christianity. Well, okay, there's a portion of they try to cover it up and say it's not.
Right.
But it's the hate they give. So we understand it. So we invite you, the listener, to come out. Service times are 9 and 11. Come see what we're all about. We just encourage you, be prepared. You could be sitting with a business owner on one side and a homeless guy on the next. You could be sitting, if you work in law enforcement, you could be sitting next to somebody maybe you locked up. So we just ask you to show the love, or someone who just got on parole. They're trying to make the change, but that's our church. We don't hide nothing about it. We love our church. We love our fam. They're 100% behind us. But let's talk about Thursday. Let's talk about Thursday.
Here we go.
Adventure Family came. They represented. Can we just state, though, and I'm going to try to get these estimates right. You guys correct me, please, if I'm wrong. But there was about 70 of us periodically because some people had to go to work.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was ever more than about 15, 20 of them.
Yeah,
Anybody?
That's about correct. Yep.
You guys?
Show
I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? It'd be around those numbers, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you were to say it was a 3-to-1 ratio, I think you wouldn't be lying.
Well, I definitely know as far as enthusiasm and noise. Whoa, man! Adventure Fam was acting like they was in church.
Yeah, I was worried. I
I know who
Mike got up. I was like, okay, someone has to come. I was like, I gotta be the friend. Like, hey guys, he might want to relax a little bit. I was getting nervous.
Yeah, well, I noticed that Carbasi talked to you. He didn't talk to me.
Yeah. What'd you say, Mike? But Miguel Arias has knocked on every door, and he says otherwise.
Thousands.
Of doors. Every door.
Miguel has talked to. He's talked to so many constituents, thousands of them.
Yeah,
Thousands.
he said hundreds of businesses.
Hundreds of businesses and thousands of people.
He's
amazing.
Yeah, how you have the time to do that and run this, help run the city is just impressive.
Well, I saw him yesterday walking down the street in his sandals real slow. I'm like, you don't move that fast, bro. He's trying to take his victory lap.
Oh, he did his. And hey, shout out. We know they watched the podcast.
Yeah. Hey, special shout out to you. I know you wanted me to shut up the other day, but sorry.
They watched the podcast. Shout out to them. We want to thank them for tuning in to the Not Offended podcast. Hopefully they don't get offended. That's what we're going for. So let's talk about Thursday. Anybody have any reactions, any thoughts? We do need to get into stuff, so let's keep it brief. But anything that stood out to you that you want to talk about real quick?
A mixed bag of emotions.
Okay.
It's really hard to be in that setting where your hands are tied. In the sense of,
good point.
You are constantly being told things, but you can't say anything back.
Right.
And so when you have somebody who says, I've talked to thousands of people, like you can have people who are sitting right next to you stand up and say, well, you never talked to me. I live in this neighborhood, right? Everybody who I've talked to who attends Adventure Church,
that lives in a tower,
nobody's ever talked to him.
Correct.
Right? So there's that many thousands of people, I guess, where they could be omitted from that.
But he did say on KMJ he found an 80-year-old, was it an 80-year-old white Republican woman
who couldn't have her bagels from Irene's on Sunday morning.
Couldn't have her breakfast from Irene's because we block off the parking. And everybody, real quickly, I'm going to look into the camera. We do not block off all the parking. Once again, trying to spin a narrative. That's funny. That was a good try. Just don't work. Okay. But yeah, so go ahead.
Well, yeah. And so it's hard when you're constantly being told things that are false. So he would go on and make a statement like that, but then in that same kind of going in the same direction, the city said that we would be allowed to be there every Sunday. So I'm sitting there confused, like, wait, but if we were to take this deal where essentially we don't get a deal, but we get to meet there for free, or we get to meet there every Sunday, that's okay. But it's not okay because there's no parking. And I'm like, dude, what are you even talking about?
Right.
You know, and then you're sitting there, but then on the positive end, you have all these people who are standing up for their faith. They're standing up for their family, you know, and I walk away feeling like we won.
Right.
Like I left Thursday fired up.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It galvanizes us. When you get put through the crucible, it galvanizes you, and it just it tests your resolve, and it really it shows you the depths of your fortitude, and I think that's real important. D, what'd you think, man? What'd you take away, Bishop?
I didn't expect them people to show up. I mean, a lot of church has to go to work or they don't know what business is. I was like, and I was shocked how many people were there. Like,
Me
this
too.
is incredible. So that was inspiring. That was encouraging. But the other thing that I'm sick of doing is defending myself.
Right.
Like I always have myself surrounded by people that I love and care about, and I don't have to justify myself ever. And I feel like now we always have to defend ourselves and our character. It's like into a bunch of idiots. Shouldn't say idiots. So it's a bunch of people that act like idiots. They may not be idiots.
See, you clean that up real nice, Bishop. That was
They
good.
demonstrate the behavior of idiots.
Yes.
No, they're idiots.
That was even better, Bishop. Hey, you're getting more diplomatic. We're very proud of you.
Because like Mike says, they keep just talking in circles. And it was like, can you tell the truth? Like, if we do something wrong, that's fine. I'm willing to eat it and take it. But you guys just want to cover yourself in everything you do.
Now, Bishop, you said something that you know, it literally clicked right now. You said we're tired of defending ourselves. I heard that in our own congregate's voice. Even Troy got up. I see you repping his shirt. Nola Cuts, what's up? What's up, Team Money? Yes, Nola Cuts. If y'all need a good barber, he's located in the downtown district. Nola Cuts, trust me, he'll hook you up. I saw even Troy. I heard that in his voice too. Like, you guys know me. And he was referring to a couple council members. He goes, you know, I wouldn't go to a church that's full of hate. And that's everything that these people are saying.
Yeah.
And I felt like, to me, as the pastor, I don't know, maybe you speak on this too, but like, I felt bad for him. Like, why does somebody in my congregation need to defend where he goes to church and how he displays his faith? We didn't do that to anybody else. We don't go to the mosques. We don't go to the synagogues. We don't go to the Sikh temples and put a spotlight on them and say, defend your faith. Tell us why you go to that church. Tell us why. You know what? They don't have the gumption nor the fortitude, Arius Astoria, to go to anywhere else. But because they painted this narrative, which we're going to get into in a little bit, people in our church, good people, Troy's good people, backpack drives, free cuts. You know what he does. And he has to defend himself and where he worships. Fresno, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. If you got to defend where you go to church and why.
Yesterday, I took a picture of it. Walking through all these protesters are 5 guys from the Fresno Rescue Mission.
Right.
Have to walk through that crap.
Right.
They say they want to make a difference and help people. We're actually doing it, and they have to walk through that mess.
Right.
Why do I have to defend myself?
Right.
We have to defend ourselves when we're actually making the change.
Right.
It makes no sense. It's backwards. Yeah.
Okay. I think he was ready to preach. I think he was. Okay, so Bill, what about you? Come on, the agent. Here we go.
Yeah, I talked a little bit at council. The biggest thing that I noticed is the one guy that wasn't present. Right? And
Come on
was,
with it.
And that was Lawrence Abate. He did not show up. So typically when you're going to get a sweet deal from the city, $6.5 million, you're going to go in front of the council and you're going to say, hey, please vote yes on this. But it was very evident why he didn't show up. He didn't want to face the council. And let me recap what he's getting. Okay. $6.5 million. That's $1.5 million over the appraisal price.
And Biggie said, was it Biggie who said more money, more problems? Just throwing that out there.
I'm going shoe shopping. I'm
going to Maui, son. I ain't going I'm shoe shopping in Maui. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
$6.5 million, yo.
$6.5 million price, right?
That's a milli here, a milli there, a milli everywhere. Just so you know.
Also, wasn't there was Sequoia? They're getting a sweetheart deal.
No. I've coined a new phrase for all of you in Fresno. This is a new Stemi package, not given by Papa Joe Biden. We got a new Stemi. We got a new Stemi package given by the Fresno City Council, only 4 of them though. We're going to give that. That's Maxwell, Esparza. Esparza's up for re-election, by the way. That's Soria, who's not up for re-election, so she won't even be around when all this is done. So we'll see who's going to take that spot. And then, of course, Miguel Arias. He's always got his name in the mix. And do you know what we call this Stemi package? Because both of the owners are white, wealthy families. So I have given the name for the Stemi package. It is the white wealthy bailout. So I shorten it the white is right Stemi package. Because if you're a person of color, you didn't get in on the sweet deals. But if you are a person of color and you live in Esparza's district, Maxwell, Arias, Soria, you need to call them right now. And here's what you're going to ask for. You're going to ask for $1 million. On 30 years, no money down, 3.5%, because that's how we do, okay?
That's a sweet deal.
That's a sweet deal. So just let you know, Troy, if you're watching, get your money, dog. Get your money. Now, I know, real quick. You're going to say, does he not like white people? I love white people. I love white people so much. I went out and found me a white woman, and I married her. 26 years on. My mother-in-law is white. I mean, I love white people. I'm just saying it was the white is right deal. That's all. Because I didn't get the deal. I didn't get 3.5% and $1 million.
So sorry for you guys, but where do I sign up for that?
They told me I wasn't Mexican.
Miguel,
obviously not white.
Miguel, since we're such good friends.
Well, I'm just saying they told me I wasn't Mexican, so maybe they don't think you're white. But I'm gonna tell you what: if I ever get pulled over, I'm gonna say, "Hey, that guy said I was not Mexican." Let me see how that works, though. Okay, let me see.
So there's more. The other thing that they got.
Sorry, Bill. Sorry.
Yeah, bringing us back, guys. And so the other thing that they also got is the indemnification, right?
We're going to get into this.
Identify, which means this, guys. All their legal costs moving forward. This is Tower Theater and Sequoia and any parties involved in there. They're going to get all their legal costs covered and any losses. Ooh. As we know, we're filing a suit. So if they lose on it, when they lose on this, the city of Fresno is going to cover all the settlements or any losses that they have, which we talked about anywhere from $10 to $15 million. And so the city's on the hook for that. For me, I mentioned last week that the mayor brought up that 95% of the city just didn't really care that much about this. And he wasn't wrong. A lot of people weren't paying attention before, but now comes down to every taxpayer is going to be on the hook for this. So that's kind of what I took out of the council and their decision, what was made there. So.
And I think it's important for you to know, because you might be tuning into the podcast for the first time, that was never our intention. Our intention was never to sue anybody. We're staying. Matter of fact, that lawsuit between Sequoia and Tower had nothing to do with us. It was everything to do with Lawrence, and then who's the owner of Tower, and then Sequoia. We were just on the sidelines waiting to finish the deal. And I just want to encourage everybody. This is not what we wanted, but this is what that council wanted. I was very proud of Chavez and Corbasi. They were men of reason. We knew Brettafield because the press conference was already voting that way. I was very proud of them. So if you live in Chavez's district, you need to call him and let him know he did a great job for the citizens of Fresno. If you live in Corbasi's district, who, by the way, is running against Esmeralda Soria for a state seat here for California, I think you need to support Corbasi. He's a fiscal person. He's a person who understands how the budget works and how not to stick it to the people who you represent. So that's just my opinion. That's what I would do. But for me, and then we're going to get into this, I was just really proud of my church. I was really proud. And to me, I just saw a great resolve. They made me look good in the sense that I don't think I'm the best at what I do, but watching them find their voice and let it be known, I couldn't be more proud. The amount of people who called and texted me afterwards. And then on Sunday, when I said, hey, this is just a new chapter in the same book, everybody's on board. Everybody reached out to me. Pastor, we got this. We're behind you. So I truly pastor the best church in town, and y'all need to come see why. It is truly the people who make it amazing. So we're going to recap. And what we're going to do is, if you weren't able to watch the city's on, I don't know what even channel it was on, but they did air it. I think it was on Facebook, or it was on, what was it on? Cox Cable?
I believe there's Zoom or Fresno.gov. You can go and take a look.
What we're going to do is we're going to talk about Mike Corbasi, Councilman Corbasi's questions, because we believe we can do him a favor and answer those questions. Before we do, there's only one thing that you as Fresnans need to ask. Councilmember Arias said, and I quote, "We're here to preserve the tower." Now, preserve the tower is a twofold thing. One, he's talking about the historical aspect of it, which the Tower Theater, I think it was a few months ago, had to be opened up for a historical preservation member to come through and do basically a certification on it. Was that what they would call it?
She came in at the same time they did an appraisal to do just a report. She was going to report back to the historical registry.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you get that report?
I did not get that report.
Bishop, did you get it?
Nope.
I know you didn't get it because you ain't got no friends, Mike. I didn't get it. And then I noticed Miguel didn't talk about it at all in the council meeting. Did anybody else see that?
That did not come up.
But he did mention they were going to put meters in at the free parking that already
boy.
exists in the Tower Theater. By the way, y'all, I could post a link here. I called it in September of last year. I said it was all about the parking and they wanted to make money off that parking. Maybe I'll give you a link to that. But I've been hot to trot on this because only the city will take your money, spend your money, and then make you pay back for your money. Only the city can do that.
Yeah. So I mean, we're calling people. I don't know where that report is. There's a report out there that somebody came in and said, does this need to be preserved?
Shouldn't the taxpayer demand that report?
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. And I think Miguel would have brought it up if it didn't pass.
Whoa. Okay. So you watching, you need to ask them, where's that report? We need to see it. Call Maxwell. You live in his district. Call Sparza, who's up for re-election. You live in his district. And let's just find out where that report is. Soria, Arias, before y'all leave town on your victory lap, where is that report? I think Fresnans deserve that.
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay. There was another narrative, Deshaun, which is the narrative that people go back and forth on. We've talked about this, but the narrative was that Adventure Church is homophobic. This is very important for you, the listener, to understand where this all started and why he says we need to preserve the culture aspect of the tower, because that's what Arias and Soria always say, the cultural aspect, as if we're homophobic. But we want you to know that these are messages, and they're going to come up on your screen, that we just took off of Facebook. This is the painted table. It's either Jerome or Jerome Hansen in his own words. Bishop, tell us how we got this.
Yeah, so he said on January 21st on his Facebook page, he says,
Of what year?
Actually, I don't know what year.
21, yeah.
21?
21.
Yeah, it doesn't say, it doesn't say, okay. Community alert. I do know that if everyone likes you, you are doing something wrong. So he must be doing something right. A lot of people don't like us. Especially
Right.
Mike.
He brings up a good point. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
We doing a lot of good.
Hey, maybe my new nickname should be Mr. Right.
It's too close to Mr. White. So no, okay. Sorry. Did we go back to that Proud Boy thing? Yeah, no. Okay, go ahead, Deshaun. We digress again.
My bad.
This church threat is very clear. I have been threatened. Well, I think Miss Candy Lane, her email is included. You have no idea what you have done. We want to get this historic location for the community, nothing else. We want to create jobs and create memories for our children. Share. This hate, we cannot have this hate in the tower. This is a great example of what will happen. So they received a message saying this: you bought off more than you can chew. He says the F word, talking about a gay person. Once escrow closes, watch what happens. Set your some other stuff.
Your mom might be watching.
I can't say that.
And Miss Caraway, we apologize. We're gonna have to put that up, but we will blur out the words. We're sorry.
Your mom watches these?
I don't think so. My brother mentioned it to my mom.
No.
Okay,
But Miss Caraway, right here. No. Y'all be going. Miss Caraway, I apologize in advance. I just apologize because I'm sorry. Okay. Now read what happened, because something happened that nobody reported on.
Oh, hold on. Can I interject?
Yeah.
Okay, so to give people context, what was happening at this time? Okay, what was happening at this time in regards to our sale is that word was just coming out that we were getting ready to buy the theater.
Right.
And there was some people who were caring, but for a lot of people, they were not caring.
Correct.
Mr. Hansen posts this. ABC 30 runs. All the news channels run. We start getting phone calls. I can't have my kids in the office because people are leaving messages on the answer machine, cussing us out, calling us all kinds of stuff. People in my own family are flipping on us. People who Pastor Anthony has been supporting for years, All of a sudden, the narrative has changed. We go from people who love you, people who do your wedding, people who are there for you when you have a funeral, when you need anything and everything. We're always there. Our phone is always on, to being scum. We go from a church that's been in the same area for over a decade. Never, not once has anybody said anything negative about us. We've got gay people who live within walking distance who would come to our church every week, loving us. The community not having anything. We've gone through 3 different principals at John Muir Elementary School, which is right across the street. Never once has any of their employees, nobody ever said anything. Saturday sports for years, doing stuff with every neighborhood partnership, Andrew Field over there. Nobody ever says anything about us. He drops this.
And it's over.
And all of a sudden the world spins. Everything changes. This is the narrative that gets changed.
Right.
And then months later, he decides to drop this. Now, granted, when he initially drops that email, all the news agencies, his face is everywhere. People trying to give GoFundMe pages and all kinds of stuff, trying to help him support his business, which they moved out of Tower, by the way.
Moved out of Tower.
Support Tower, and you bounced. Go ahead.
Right when it got hot. You okay? Yeah. Sorry, Deshaun likes this fire, boy.
No, it's just funny because even with that, because all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
And then they keep calling us white supremacists.
Yeah.
And the face they kept using was this guy's face. He was like the leader of a Adventure Church. And it was like, this doesn't make any sense. It was like everything was just off and completely wrong. We were like, what is going on here? It was
That's
like,
true.
Man, the lead pastor is Mexican, but your face kept appearing on the news. So.
It did. I was so happy because I was like, they don't know who I am yet. Yeah, read this next one. This is from the same guy, right?
Yep, same guy. Some months later, he said this. I have heard that I had this on my mind for some time. Remember when we got that silly death threat a few months back regarding our tower purchase? We found out who the person was. It broke our hearts to find out it was a single gay man who was a property manager here in town. What is wrong with people? We are all in this together, and finding out who it is proved to us that misery loves company. Why? Anywho, my rant's over.
Anywho.
Wow.
Man, crickets.
Okay, hold on.
Everywhere.
Did somebody help me with something? Because I'm not in the office all the time, but did you get a phone call with an apology? Because it was a silly little death threat. Did you get a phone call with an apology?
I do not recall a phone call.
Did Bishop? Did you get a text, phone call, Facebook message?
Nope, Jerome didn't hit me up.
Jerome didn't hit you up?
Jerome didn't hit me up.
Mike. I'm sure you did. Because I mean, I'm just hard to find. You got that call though, right?
No call.
You sure?
No email.
Man.
Anywho.
Anywho. That was cool.
Silly threat.
Silly threat. I'm just going to let everybody know. Adventure Church, we didn't get a phone call. We didn't get a message. I didn't see no news agency. He took that down. So I'm definitely glad we screenshotted that. And for those of you, I'm not telling you not to support the Painted Table, but next time you do see him, can you holler at your boy over here? Can you tell him I welcome a conversation? Because I looked him in the eye and I said, we don't do that. I told every news outlet that's not us. We don't do that. We don't talk like that. We don't roll that way. Nobody believed us. This whole narrative was flipped upside down about Adventures. We had our name drugged through the mud. You just saw it for yourself. That's the real story. That's what we've been fighting off ever since. And so y'all needed to hear that narrative because you're hearing from the 4 of us that this has been, and I don't mean to overemphasize this, but this has been the cause of our vexation right here. This is what's vexed us, is because this is what they always go back to. Even in the last Thursday meetings, they kept saying it's not a safe place. It's not a safe space. Yeah, because you don't make it safe.
Yeah.
You don't make it safe. We have always said what we were going to do. We've never backed down. And here's the thing you got to know. And now you're letting the person who made it unsafe get away with it. Now you're paying his legal fees. And the $6.5 million home he shall buy anywhere that he chooses or whatever. And you're letting Sequoia off the hook. We've told everybody from the beginning, the only hate you see is the hate you gave, not us. Yeah.
Well, I think that, I sorry to cut you off, but I think that what also needs to be addressed is that it's those 2 council people.
Yes.
Miguel Arias and Esmeralda Soria, who continued with the narrative.
They did. Thank you for bringing that up.
They continued with the narrative, and that was one of the reasons why one of our parishioners was upset with with Esmeralda,
Yes.
and with them at the meeting, and that's why she said, "You know my family."
And we wouldn't go to a church
And we
like
wouldn't
that.
go to a church like that. Esmeralda has been here.
Yes.
She knows you.
She knows
She's
me.
been to your house.
She was, ladies and gentlemen, that is true. I listen, I'm not into politics. Our church was never into politics. But when you're in the heat of such controversy, you realize that elections have consequences. And I'm telling you right now, 2 years ago, we were doing a baptism, and her and Terrence Frazier, I mean, I can't leave that out only because you need to know the whole story. They were there with their kids and for a baptism at my house. And listen, this is my opinion. I thought we were friends. That's not how I do friendships, but I thought we were friends. And so I just thought that was interesting when I said, this is, you know us, this isn't the type of church where, why don't you come? No, listen, there's a good book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It's a great book. You should read it. He says, seek first to understand rather than to be understood. Nobody came to hear our story. Mike, I'm looking at you. Your moms, I said that plural because it's plural. They've been to our church. They know that you don't pastor at a church that hates gay people. Right. I look at our worship leader, Jake. His moms have been here. They know that this isn't. Now, it doesn't mean we're not a Bible-believing conservative church. We are, but we know how to love people. And that's where they tried to flip that narrative. Because we don't affirm, then we don't love. That's so not true. I got people who've done all sorts of bad. I don't affirm that, but I still love them, and they're currently probably still doing bad. I don't affirm. I just love them. Yeah. I have this ability to love and not agree with everything. I love myself, and I don't agree with everything I do. So we got to be able to separate that as adults. So I just think that's interesting, but we need to get to these questions. And Bill, I'm going to need you to help me out. But let's go with the first one that Councilman Corbasi asked. He said, by the way, he said Lawrence chickened out and would not come talk to us. Whoa, I think the other side called him Judas. They must have listened to my podcast. I gave him that name first. Okay, maybe I didn't.
Yeah, the tower side.
They did. Yeah, I'm just trying to throw myself out there. That was all. But they did say that. Yeah. So here's the deal. It said this. I do got to say this though. A certain person who absolutely hates our church, a journalist who I'll not mention his name, said he got a quote from Lawrence, and Lawrence is quoted as saying that Anthony guy is something else. I wanted to respond back to this person. That's like interviewing Judas right after he betrayed Jesus and going, I should have got more than 32 shekels. Just throwing that out there. Way to go for investigative reporting. Tune in. Okay. Yeah. So here we go. First question Corbasi asked, he said, who made the decision to post the Rush Limbaugh sign on the marquee? Why was it done, since it was just adding fuel to the fire? Real quickly, I want everybody to know, I don't have keys. I've never changed one letter on the marquee. And I said that repeatedly. And then there was pictures that circulated of a thin, white young man on a ladder putting up the sign. And somebody said, and I quote, Anthony must have photoshopped himself out and photoshopped somebody else right in. So for the record, what they're agreeing is I'm not white and I'm not skinny. I'm vindicated. Okay. Right. But we have a video we would like to show our audience. And so here you go. Watch this video.
So this is from May 19th of 2021.
Okay.
For comedic relief, walk us through the whole Rush Limbaugh deal.
Oh, well, I'm a big Rush Limbaugh fan. You know what I mean? I'm a patriot. I support military. I grew up and my dad was a World War II veteran. On the beaches of Japan, things like that. So I was at the air shows. I was just immersed in that. So I have a great reverence for our soldiers and all the fallen that, if, you know, on Memorial Day, we're gonna have a big event here. So that's where my heart is. And when Rush Limbaugh, you know, he is someone as a kid I listened to. And, you know, he got me on the right track. I was kind of just high school and whatever. And then I started listening to this guy. And out of all the adults I didn't listen to, for some reason, I'm like, wow, this guy's connecting with me, you know? So I followed him forever and used a lot of things that he has said, and man, I can't say enough about that guy. I still listen to him. They play him And I'm so happy that they're doing that. I couldn't say. So when he passed on, I wanted to have something that I said about that up there. The guy is, enough said.
Okay, so he is a ditto head. Okay, I believe that's what they call Rush Limbaugh followers, ditto heads.
What?
Ditto heads.
Yeah.
So because there's always ditto, like I agree. But okay, so
All right.
So is it okay? Is it safe now? Am I safe to say I didn't put it up?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I saw his son put it up.
Oh, you saw him. So it wasn't me.
No,
It wasn't me.
no, remember, Skinny
That's not a Shaggy
Yeah.
song. This is real. It wasn't me.
No, I'm in my car watching his son put up these letters, and they're not all the way up there yet. So it's all pieced, and I'm like, he is not saying something about Rush Limbaugh.
And he said
And
he
then
still
that
listens to him
night-
even though he's dead. That's what he said. That's what he said.
Then that night, you text us at like almost 11, and you're like, this just got ugly.
It's getting ugly. What do you think, Bishop? Quick thought on that? Like, so you didn't put up the Rush. I get it.
I don't know. I still don't know who he is.
Oh,
I know
okay.
he was on TV maybe or radio. I have no idea what his views are. Don't know if I agree with him or disagree with him. And I'm not going to find out. Really don't care.
He did commentate on some Monday Night Football for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm almost positive. Yeah.
I just know we didn't do it. We didn't have keys to do it.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's all that matters,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Bill, so you didn't. Bill,
Listen,
you
I-
didn't
I-
do the Rush Limbaugh
I
sign.
didn't get up there. My thing is, whether you're for them, against them, whatever, dude, just the timing of it. Like why? What's the purpose?
I'm still trying to
and
figure
by
that
the
out.
way, he puts it on the side where
He
all
was
the
a beautiful
protesters
person.
are.
That's why.
Yes, he did say that. He did. I listened
So
to it. Yeah.
here's the thing, and
He did put it on their side where they'd have to
Yeah,
see
and he
it.
never came out when you started catching flack for it. We all did. Adventure Church did. He never came out.
Listen.
anything at the time.
I told him you need to tell people you did it because
Yeah.
we're catching all your heat. Because you know where he was on Sundays at his own church. He wasn't with us taking the heat. He was getting ready to go to church in a nice, comfortable manner with nobody, dressed half naked, no Satanist signs, nobody filming kids. He got to go in and have church. That must be nice. We took all the heat. Okay, so there you go. Councilman Corbasi, we got your question answered. Number 2, it says, what is Lawrence's opinion on the pending sale of the sale contract with Adventure? Does Lawrence have a contract with Adventure if the city does not purchase it? Well, what do you know? I've always wanted to say this. I feel a little like TMZ. We've got a little things little something we'd like to show you.
You need the music. Dun dun dun.
Oh, is that the, it is?
Yeah, the little TMZ.
Okay, John Cuevas, get us some music ready for this, okay? Because you make all our beats. But go ahead and watch this video, and then you guys tell me. Okay, here you go, Councilman. Here you go. We're doing investigative journalism for you.
Just all around a beautiful venue.
Thank you, Jason.
So where do you stand now as far as the sale goes, as far as everything that we've been hearing about for the last few months?
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out an alternate path as far as the sales concerned. We're happy to have the church back in. That's going well, and just also busy with booking shows again.
Okay. So you heard that. We have alternate paths to try to get the deal done. I don't know. I'm just, hey, listen, I'm just showing you what we have. I'm just letting you guys know. I can't comment too much, but I think video says this for itself. We have the GV Wire interview where he says, I plan on finishing with the church. I don't know. I think Fresnans are smart. I think they're just going to draw their own conclusion on that. I think it's interesting. Now, Bill, there was a question that came up that there's not video on it, but you ran point on this, and it said, did Lawrence disclose to Sequoia's option to Adventure Church? If so, when did he disclose it? So Bill is our agent, thus his nickname. And he actually ran point on this, so he's got all those answers.
Yeah, so this one's real simple, guys. When you do a transaction, you get an escrow. There are documentations called disclosures that the seller has to provide to the buyer.
Okay.
We were provided documentation. Okay, in Section 11 it says, is there any unrecorded title matters? So anything that's not recorded, right?
Okay.
That's that we don't have purview to. We wouldn't know as a buyer, right? So it says here, owner has no actual knowledge of any encumbrances, covenants, conditions, restrictions, easements, licenses, liens, charges, or here's important, or other matters which affect the title of the property that is not recorded in the Office of Records in the county. Okay, so there's a section that he has to answer this. Okay, if there's anything that's not,
And by the way, this is all public, right? This is all out there. Everybody can get
this
it.
is in our purchase contract that we have.
Everybody can get it. Nothing's secret
so
here.
if he's aware of anything that could affect title, which the Sequoia's first right of refusal would, right? He has to offer to him first. He puts on there none. Okay, he wrote on disclosures none. It's right there, guys. We can get a copy out. So he did not.
Okay, so let's go slow for all of us first timers. So how I understood that, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. It was like, I'm gonna put it in layman's terms. Yo, homie, is there anything we need to know about the people you lease your property to?
Nah, you good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm always not this serious. I'm sorry. So it's like that one friend you have. Yo, man, is there something you need to tell me? Nah, dog, we good, man. Trust me, we straight, we solid. Come to find out, no, we're not. We're in trouble. Ooh. I'm sorry.
I thought you said.
Yeah, I always
Sorry,
think of
man,
that
I'm lying.
TikTok. I think of that TikTok in the Facebook thing where it goes, "Oh no, oh no, oh no." I feel like I'm stuck. Oh no. So Bill, this is not good.
Yeah, and so he also goes, when do we find out about it? So this is important. Right?
Yeah, this is what everybody wants to know.
The contract late September. We get the disclosures. There's nothing in there that's alarming.
Right.
That's brought up. Right. We don't get leases until several weeks later or months.
I thought it was in November. Yeah, something like
so
that. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So we get a copy
for
of the
like
leases?
the normal folks.
Correct. So you're in escrow. You request any documentations or leases that's in place here. We
Because
request copies
the
of them.
purchase has to include other businesses.
We're buying the whole
Correct.
block.
There's a
Correct.
whole block. There's other properties there, other businesses that have leases, and so we start reviewing this sometime in November, and it comes up. It's paragraph, I believe, 36 that talks about the first right of refusal. So I questioned him and I asked him, okay, what's this? Do we need to give some type of notice to Sequoia on this? And he goes, don't worry about it. They're not going to want it. We've already taken care of it. And so he tells us this. The other time that it came up, right after that, our appraiser, okay, we have an appraiser that was done around November 18th.
And it appraised for how much?
It appraised for $4.8 million, our contract price.
For the whole
4.8, 4.9 for the whole thing.
for the whole block. Yep.
And he brings up this question. I go back to him and his real estate agent Jared and ask him again. Hey, there's this first right of refusal.
Because we're not allowed to interject ourselves at this point. We can't just go up to
it's
Sequoia and be like,
nothing we
"Yay."
can do, hey, what
Yeah.
you guys want to do? And
Right.
so I ask him again. Jared pretty much goes, hey, this was Lawrence's deal. This was before me. Ask Lawrence. I asked Lawrence to ask his attorneys again. He tells me once again that, hey, it's already been taken care of. I don't think Sequoia is going to want to purchase this. Okay.
That's it.
So we brought it up several times. He didn't disclose this to that about this first right of refusal, and
that brings us to the lawsuit, right? Which, by the way, go ahead.
Now, for what I remember, and not just in regards to this, but in regards to parking, in regards to some other things, Lawrence was adamant that we did not sit down with other businesses in the tower.
Right.
Because we said, hey, let us sit down
did.
with Sequoia.
Yep, true.
We want to get to know them. We want to be good neighbors. How can we best do this together? Oh, no. I'll talk to Jeremy. No, I'll talk to Jeremy. And
Yeah,
that wasn't even just regarding this, but it was regarding other stuff.
Several times to talk to Sequoia and me and Ed's. I mean, if you're buying a property, you're going to want to know if these guys are going to want to stick around, right?
But it was before that.
Yeah,
it was when we just came in originally.
Well, no, but the other thing too is we needed to because we knew Sequoia didn't have long on their lease, and we were like, hey, we want to meet our people. We wanted to meet me and Ed's. We want to meet all this. But here's the important thing that everybody needs to understand: we've never had anything to hide. This is why the truth is always coming out. This is why we're so appreciative of Councilman Corbasi asking these questions. But here's the other thing. Once again, for the 1,000th time, Sequoia, we've offered every single time for you to buy your building. Now, I can't give you the white is right Stemi package. I can't give that to you. I'm not balling out like that. I don't come from a wealthy family. You guys do. Both of your families are wealthy. We know they're wealthy. Mine's very poor. My mom's on government assistance, and we're all poor, bro. Trust me. So I can't give you that Stemi. I know the city can, though. City balling, boy. Not me, though, okay? I can't do a 30-year loan, but you can do what we had to do. You can go get yourself a loan like the rest of the people in Fresno, a business loan, get your 20% down like we had to.
Yeah.
But you can buy your building, but you got to show me that money because you already know cash rules everything around me. Cream. Told somebody I'd work it in. Okay, sorry. We paused. Station identification on that. All right. So let's move. Good. So I'm thinking let's get to the next question.
Sure.
Here's the next one. Are there any other private sector buyers interested in purchasing a theater? Now, this is interesting. We're not like no Matlock, no Perry Mason type people, but we. This before you said Bishop.
I know Matlock. Perry Mason. No, you're going back.
Can somebody just get a picture of the Bishop's face on this?
Hey, my mom loves Perry Mason.
Okay, just so y'all know, I did not date myself there. This is good. This is when TV was TV. If y'all ain't done your homework and been watching some good stuff, that's on you. Okay,
but that wasn't even like color TV.
Why you got thrown under the bus?
Hey, Matlock, I'm down with. Perry Mason, I have no idea what.
I'm not even that old, man. Forget you guys. Back to the program here. We did some investigation and we found an article by ABC. Where's that? Can we bring up the direct quote? We found an article. This is in January of 2021 by ABC. Can we read that exact quote?
Yeah, I can. I think just to go back here, I think Mike Carbassi was asking, is there any current offers on the table? Okay, so they didn't have to give him a sweetheart deal. Is there anybody else that currently no? But early on in this,
hold on. We don't know if there's currently. Hold on. Sorry. I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth because I hear the popular sayings right now is keep my name out your mouth. So we're not putting anything in anybody's mouth right now. I'm just saying all along there's been other buyers. Yeah. Let's just read the article and you're going to see this.
This is from January 7th. This is the very, very beginning. January 7th.
2021.
2021. Okay. Esmeralda gave a quote on at ABC 30.
And we're going to post that up on your screen.
It says so he's quoting her. It says the new money coming from Measure P could be used. And Soria says she has she's had discussions with the mayor about this. So she also believes private investors and other than the church might be willing to step up. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Hold on. You mean to tell me we've been plotting with Measure P money since the beginning of 2021? Y'all hearing this? They've been finding creative ways to spend your park money. If you are a tax-paying person in Fresno, y'all need to be making some noise. This is real. I don't know what else to say other than we're just presenting it to you. I've already been talking to the mayor. Now I'm going to play another video for you. This is also in 2021. This is in May, and this is Lawrence in his own words about apparently a run-in with Esmeralda. I don't know what they're doing, but this is him in his own words. So you guys can watch this one.
What you feel the best scenario is Tower Theater. How can we move forward from where we are?
That's a tough one. That's what we're all trying to figure out. I just met with Esmeralda and I tried to tell her, hey, why don't we, I think I have an idea. One was the covenant that we can actually write that we're saying and record it as a legal document that this is what's going to happen. There is some people have said that's been tried before and it doesn't work. I understand that. But we actually talked and I thought we could make some progress. And I said, but instead of doing, the media clips, which it's so complex, it's hard to follow. Why don't we get together if there's that intention weekly and massage this thing on out? You know what I mean? Because again, I think we all can agree that every walk of life can come through here and enjoy this place. That's what it was set up to do. That's what my mom set up to do. Again, just want to say she was a Christian. Ronald Reagan, myself, Christian families, and everybody have had this and we've embraced. So why don't the other side come and we could hit a home run if that's an intention. If it's not, we'll have to fight it out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's break this down a little bit. Man, I don't need to say anything. Mic drop. I'm good, right? I mean, I don't got to say anything. So obviously him and Esmeralda had a conversation. This is May 19th, 2021. And let me explain to the viewers, he's talking about a covenant agreement, which was our recommendation. We said, if you guys feel like we're going to do a bait and switch on you, I told the mayor knows this. I said, we'll sign a covenant agreement, something that my lawyer had brought to the table. Like, Anthony, you could do a covenant agreement that we were going to do shows. For the record, all of you know, because you've been somewhat involved, you guys have been on the bank aspect of this. Our bank in a letter says Adventure Church needs to do shows because Adventure Church ain't got no money, which we have been saying from the get-go. But I love you so much. I was never going to put in meters, just for the record. But Miguel Arias, GV Wire last week, said he's going to put in meters. Let's get this straight again. He's going to use your money to buy it, and then he's going to make you pay for what you just bought. Only government can do that. Okay, that's just cold. Is anybody else just feel like that's cold-blooded?
Well, when Wilma goes to get her, breakfast sandwich from Irene's on Sunday morning, because then she'll have a place to park, she's going to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Take our quarters. Make sure you bring our quarters.
No, they don't take quarters anymore. It's all cards, or you got to get the app.
Ooh.
Okay, so she got to get the app.
That might
Okay,
be a problem for 80-year-old.
but she got to get the app. Okay, but I'm just saying, they took your money and now you got paid for it.
Right.
Look, okay, so let's go back. So he has a meeting. He's talking about covenant agreement. We offered the covenant agreements. We offered to say, listen, we're not lying. This is exactly what we're going to do. And so he's talking about that. And he says, if not, we're going to have to fight it out. What fight's he talking about? How about you go ahead and email him, give him a little phone call. Let's ask him, because I can't. I mean, I don't want to speculate, so I just want to throw that out there. So let's do this one. Yeah. He also asked, what is the profit and loss of the theater operations?
Boy, okay.
This is a great question.
Y'all got that?
What was that?
You guys have that?
Well,
You got to disclose it.
Hold on. There's no disclosing, but we do want to say this. Everything we're giving today is all public. It's all out in the public. Somebody said, how do we know if it's a good deal? You could look at our appraisals, and then you can look at the city's appraisal. Yeah. And we just want to make a note here. Notice that number isn't really different. And there's a reason why it's different. And we went and investigated on the brochure that Jared Ennis from Keller Williams, is that who he works?
So this is going to be based on the numbers they gave to us. Okay, this is going to be
real clear in that today.
So from before we get into the he gave us numbers and things. So this was coming from
this is the important stuff right here.
2020. Yeah. Right? And so where he stands at today, he's definitely not doing as many shows as before.
Who's the number one renter?
Oh, that's going to be us. Yeah.
Hey, here we are again.
So it's important to note. Okay, Mike Carbasi said at the council meeting, he says, look, was there any real estate professional in that room?
He did ask that.
Was there any financial expert that can break down the numbers and see if we're profitable?
And what they say?
He said that the only two people that were part of that took part of most of the discussions.
This is all on film.
Numbers, okay, and so this is their deal that they did. They didn't even look at the profit and loss. It didn't matter to them. I went back, looked at some of the numbers. Okay, so some of the incomes that they used to receive that they're currently not receiving anymore. Okay, so the Tower Lounge, that's where Casa de Tamales is at.
Yep.
Okay? He's no longer receiving that because she's in there. It's $54,000. Now, he does add her back in here because she is renting that out.
Okay.
Okay. So there was another $54,000, the painted table.
Not there.
In there. $4,500, no longer there. They moved up north. That part of the
I wonder if they ever paid, because I know that there was some months that they didn't pay.
Yeah,
they still got a balance.
We don't know. We don't know.
We're still open.
We're only doing what we know today.
Sorry.
Okay, and so and also on his profit and loss, they had Adventure Church.
Hey, we was in the house. Hey.
And so I don't know if we stay and are paying this, but there's it's about $18,000 to $20,000 a month.
Did you guys hear that?
That we paying over to Tower there, $18,000 to $20,000 a month.
So nice of us.
Is where we've been paying there.
So nice of us.
So $220,000 to $240,000 a year. So they referenced this on there when they marketed this out, that there's a church in there that's paying this much amount of rent. Okay, so you take that out. That's $300,000 of revenue that he was receiving before, right? When we were looking to purchase, that is no longer there.
Wow.
Okay. There's also, he mentioned in 2019, they were doing about 200 events there at the Tower Theater. And so he did a revenue of about $1.2 million of rentals.
Okay.
There. He's doing one a week right now. Okay.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't think about that.
And then
1 to 2.
1 to
Yeah.
2. So that's about a quarter of what
quarter.
he's doing now, right?
Right.
And so that's not that's a large amount that he's no longer doing. Okay. So calculating it out, and obviously I took out some expenses because if he's not doing as many shows, he's not going to have as much expenses. So I kind of equaled that out.
Right.
Okay.
And this is just you doing some numbers, rough numbers.
Correct. I'm sitting here. He's running at a deficit of about $285,000 a year over there right now, currently. Okay, that's if the church is not there. Okay, the only reason this has been staying afloat is because Adventure Church has been paying them $18,000 to $20,000 a month.
Interesting.
Okay, and we've been renting it out every week.
Pretty sure he said that before too.
Yes, he has. He said that on video.
I tell you what, we will go ahead and for the audience, we will give. We got Jake and Ethan over there. They hooking this up today. We are gonna double whatever it is Mike is paying you. I'm telling you right now, through his sponsorships, we are gonna double your salary.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and add a 0 to whatever it is we're giving you, because they're gonna load up. We're gonna hear in his own words. We're gonna hear Lauren say how the church has been sustaining. So watch this, and we're gonna come right back. This is gonna be good.
You know, Adventure Church has been great here, helping us during this pandemic. 80 years we have survived, and the pandemic, put out 90% of all private theaters have been out of business, and we have survived, and they have helped us sustain us. Fantastic. They're great folks, and they agreed to do shows and do services on Sunday. It was a big hit when that's all that was here. Nobody was around and cared. Fantastic people they were, and we're excited to get going on shows and services.
Okay, hey, in his own words, I'm telling you, I think we can leave it there. I just think that's crazy. And by the way, Fresnans need to know this real quickly. That's our stuff in there. That you see somebody go see a show in there, that LED wall, that's ours. That's the church. That sound system, that's ours. That's the church. Those lights, that's ours. That's the church. So, we gave him, because I one time I thought we were all in this together. I mean, you heard him. Let's get to the finish line. Let's make it happen. Rah, rah, team. I gave him a sweetheart package. I can't discuss that, but we're generous. We are beyond. When I talked to another company in town and they're like, hey, what were you able to do? They said, you're crazy. You're crazy. That's what they told me. They said, you're a better man than me. I just thought we were in it together. But Bill, very important.
I got one more thing to add to that.
Yeah.
So one thing that you didn't mention, at least I didn't catch it earlier, was something that I thought was really interesting, that the city was actually going to pay Lawrence $8,000 a month to run the theater for the first year. Okay, so as a taxpayer, right, take myself out of the position that I'm in this situation, but as a taxpayer, I'm asking myself, okay, well, what are the stipulations behind his $8,000 a month? Okay, does he have to do X amount of shows per month? Or can he do one show a week?
Wow, that's a good point.
So I'm paying this dude almost $100,000 a year to run a theater, to do one show a week, when that running the one show a week is probably going to get outsourced to somebody like a Wow Productions anyway. So what exactly is this dude doing? Because if you've ever been in the theater within the last, whatever, he ain't cleaning it.
Right.
That's for sure. He's not painting on the inside.
That's us.
That's a great
right. He's
point.
not cleaning the parking lot. So what is he doing for $100,000 a year? So you can add that to the sheet as well.
Yeah.
When we're talking
That's
about
true.
profit and loss.
Well, Deshaun, I did hear him volunteer himself the other day. He would love to make $100,000.
Hey, shoot, I'm down.
For 1 day a week?
One day, man.
Oh, you're willing to go 2 days a week for $100,000? Deshaun's up in it right now.
When I heard about
Lawrence is in trouble for his job right
when
now.
I heard about that loan that they're giving to Sequoia, the first thing I thought of was this dude is rolling up in a truck that's like 5 times what I make in a year. Wow. And this fool is getting that much money? Yeah. Man, I was like, man, come on.
Now,
help a brother out.
Reparations. California talking a lot about reparations, Bishop.
Ridiculous.
That $1 million loan for the bishop. Well, I have to change the Stemi name. I can't call it the white is right deal anymore, but I'm telling you, a bishop could use $1 million, 3.5%. Your mortgage ain't even at 3.5%. No money down. Bill, sign the bishop up.
Let's go.
What business you want to start? Any business you want.
You just got to be a good guy.
You got to be a good guy.
You got to be a good guy. If you're a good guy, you don't have to show any collateral.
At least make the guy sell his truck so it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you can't open that truck. And
Hey,
get on
just
my-
camera, real quick, just so you know, Deshaun a little salty about the truck. Deshaun wants a truck so bad.
yeah, I wanted to.
I just.
Hey, so we getting sponsorship, okay? You know,
It's a nice truck. It's a real nice truck.
hey, but there was something else that that
Yeah. Hey, I'll bring it back to that. You brought up
Sorry.
The look on Deshaun's face when he said, "I just want a truck."
Mike, you're right, 100%, man. I didn't even calculate that out, that they're paying him $8,000. I brought this up before, and this is important, right? Whenever a city takes over a building, okay, especially in theaters, it's turned into what's called a union house. Okay, so the deficit that they're currently running right now, it's not even accounting for that. The city's gonna turn it into that. Okay, which means this: they have to pay prevailing wages for any labor that they use. They're gonna have to have certain amount of employees there during the shows. Okay, right now there's with DJ and Wow Production, they could probably run a show with about 3 to 4 people. Okay. When you do it through a union house, you have to have about 10 to 12 employees there, okay? You can't even go hang your own lights. Like say a promoter comes in and he said, hey, we want to do more sound and lights. You have to hire special people who are paid prevailing wage in order to put that. That's 3 or 4 times the cost, if not more, to run a show, which means these shows that you're seeing now with these promoters that are bringing in, my opinion, I don't know this, they're no longer going to be able to afford a Tower Theater. Okay, it's going to be too expensive to run a show there.
We're gonna stop.
We
right
can talk that. We can talk about that later on. But
we're gonna
guys,
talk.
but
no, we are gonna talk about that. We're gonna cut it off right there. I think we've given people a lot to process, and I know we've thrown in some color commentary and some jokes and some humor. But I think it's important to know that a couple of closing facts. Fact number 1 is everybody kept saying the church don't pay taxes. Drum roll, please. The city don't pay taxes. If you really dive into this, there's no tax revenue there because the city don't pay taxes.
Can I touch on that real quick?
Yeah,
I know we're running out of time, but real quick, okay? With commercial buildings, Lawrence's grandfathered in. He pays $1,000 a month in property taxes there. Okay.
What would ours be?
So
just at the bare minimum.
Yeah, it's $5,000 a month, $60,000. It gets reassessed at $4.8 million when we buy. And by the way, we will have to pay property taxes, which we know we've discussed. It's $5,000 a month roughly, because we're required to do for-profit things in the building, like doing shows. Okay, so the city's never going to exempt us from not paying taxes. We're going to pay taxes. We're going to pay 5 times more than what Lawrence is paying right now. And
that's what we keep saying is look at it, when Adventure Church owns this building, because we're confident we're going to prevail in court. It's this simple. We're not using Fresno money to make the purchase. We are not relying on Fresno Park money to keep the doors open. We are going to be paying more taxes than the city of Fresno. We are your better deal. So I'm gonna make this real simple. You heard the questions answered. Go back. If we talked a little too fast, go back and listen to this again. But I need you to just do me a favor. Share this with another taxpayer. And then you remember right now that Nelson Esparza is up for re-election. And if you live in his district, you need to call him and let him know that you do not approve of what's going on. As a matter of fact, I open this up to all Fresno. Call your council members and say, what are you doing? Because is this going to be another Met? Didn't the city of Fresno, like on F Street, buy a tortilla place, I believe, in the 90s? Yeah, you guys could research. I had people blowing up my phone saying, hey, the city bought this. That didn't work. City bought that. They ended up trying to remodel the Met Museum, I think, and it had asbestos. It had all sorts of problems. Never got their money back. This is why they shouldn't have interfere on what we already had in place. We're not costing anybody money. There's no rezone because it wasn't necessary. We were going to be in the same amount we're in right now, and it's going to be used for show. We're going to do more shows. Wow Entertainment was running our booking, so we didn't have to get in the middle of booking. We just want to be a church. You guys have watched this. Share this. Get the word out. We appreciate it. If you see me at the gym or at the grocery store or just walking around eating someplace, come up and introduce yourself. Talk to me. And I'm going to do 2 challenges. Number 1, come up and talk to me on why you agree, and let's talk about how we agree together. But if you disagree, come prove me wrong. Come prove me wrong. Come sit down. We could do it in a civil way. Let's have a robust debate. But you come prove me wrong how Adventure Church owning the theater is not the right choice. Is not the right deal. Come prove me wrong. I open it. But hey, go ahead and stop me. My name is Anthony. Introduce yourself. I'd love to talk to you. But we just wanted to play these questions and answers. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is the Not Offended podcast. Come back next week. We're going to talk about the letter. Uh-oh. Y'all going to have to tune in for this one. We're going to talk about the letter. Yes, y'all going to want to hear about that. Okay, thank you for tuning in. God bless you guys. We'll see you this weekend, 9 and 11 at the Tower Theater on Sunday. Peace.